The Lions. Real-life fantasy rugby, bitter rivalries set aside in a quest to create the world's best team in weeks. There's nothing like it, but who on earth had the idea and how did it all begin? Incredibly, the first Lions tour was organised and funded by three men who played in England's first ever Test cricket match. Opening bowler Alfred Shaw, opening batsman Arthur Shrewsbury and captain James Lillywhite. The 1888 Lions squad then, made up of 17 English, 4 Scots and 1 Welshman and a Northern Irishman, took a 46-day boat trip to New Zealand before heading to Australia. The Lions weren't alone on the boat. Also on board were 300 stoats and weasels who were brought over to eliminate New Zealand's rabbit problem. The first ever Lions captain, Robert Seddon, died of drowning midway through the tour while sculling on a river. Andrew Stoddart, who was another of the cricketers there, took over and was the star of the tour. The next one was the first to get official recognition from the RFU against the newly formed Springboks. Although the Lions won the series and beat the Boks again 5 years later, in the 12 series since in South Africa, they've only won 2. New Zealand has proved an even tougher hunting ground, just the 1 series win for the Lions in 11 attempts, which came in 1971. And then there was that nail-shredding drawn series in 2017, only the second in Lions history. Only once have the Lions clinched a series after losing the first test, 1989, when David Campese's infamous ghost pass was pounced upon by Ian Evans. Before World War II, the Lions had a dark blue strip, which on the 1930 tour forced the All Blacks to play in all white. So in 1950, the iconic red shirts, white shorts and blue and green socks combination was born. It remains the symbol of the greatest alliance of adversaries in all of sport. To borrow the phrase from Jim Telfer, the Lions is Everest.
Do you know what, Charlie? This is what the Aussies piped into the stump mics just before Ben Duckett.
Is it?
Just fended at that one outside the off stump. This is what they played in the stump mics when Joe Root just nibbled at that one from Pat Cummins outside off. This is what they played in the stump mics when Harry Brook went for that reverse sweep. No wonder. You can't blame England. You can't blame Bazball.
Do you know who wrote this? Do you know who wrote this music? The guy who was on Snickometer on day one. Yeah.
Do you know what I was going to say? I was thinking of Australian musician. I'm glad I didn't say
what you were going to say.
Yeah, what I was going to say. It was muscle memory. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, sure, of course.
That's why we've got the skills, because we can play the ball as it comes.
Exactly.
We don't just say the first thing that comes into our heads.
We'll wait. We'll stop and think about it.
We play the occasion. Although this is an 8-bit
what is the
occasion? Showing it. The occasion is the warm-up.
8 bits, and this is one of the bits. This is one of the bits now.
Well, it doesn't start and it's Jasper back on the button, so that's good news.
Oh,
This is the difficult
the best
second
in the
show for
business.
Jasper. He nailed it last week, but I reckon he's complacent. That's my feeling. We'll only find out when he starts playing the proper
if
music.
he ever presses the right button.
If he ever does.
Oh!
Hello. Listen to that.
Sensational.
He knows what he's doing. This is Will Jacks. This is Jamie Smith, and this is them putting on 250 for the 6th wicket. And us coming back and winning. Imagine when we win the
Could win it.
It's
Could win it. Still in it.
They're going to play this music when they lift the urn. Here we go.
Still in it.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the world's biggest sports radio station. It's TalkSport. My name is Max Rushden. Alongside me, Charlie Baker. And Charlie, this is just any warm-up.
This is the double award-winning, award-retired warm-up Max on Saturday, the 20th of December, 2025. And at 12:30, it's the PDC Darts World Championships. It's live on the TalkSport app. Commentary from Chris Murphy, Mark Wilson, Paul Nicholson, and Chris Mason, the OB producer. It's Matt Cobbin. He looks a proper nana. Go get it! And then at 12:30, it's Newcastle, the Magpies, versus Chelsea, the Blues. In the Premier League, it's a TalkSport exclusive, presented by Rashmin Chowdhury. Commentary from Adam Stamford Bridge and former England captain Stuart Psycho Pearce, the OB producer. It's Declan McCarthy. Go get it! And then at 12:30, it's Southampton v Coventry. In the Championship, it's a TalkSport 2 exclusive. Presented by Natalie Sawyer. Commentary from John Roeder and former England defender Alvin Martin, the OB producer. It's John Roeder. Michael rowed the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Woo! Go get it! And then at 14:30, it's Game Day Live. Forget it. What about the Christmas people? Leave it alone. It's Adrian Durham, the best in the business, and Scott Minto. It's on TalkSport. Adrian, the best in the business. Forget it. With Durham with all the goals as they go in from the Premier League and the EFL, including Manchester City, the Citizens, versus West Ham, the Hammers, Brighton, the Seagulls, versus Sunderland, the Black Cats, and Bournemouth, the Cherries, versus Burnley, the Clarets, plus a classified results service at 17:15. Notable lads, eh? Adrian is at Man City and Scott is at Bournemouth. At 15 o'clock, it's Bristol City v Middlesbrough in the Championship. It's a TalkSport exclusive. Not on UK TV.
Not on UK TV.
Not on UK TV.
It's not on UK TV.
Presented by... Go get it! Presented by Natalie Sawyer. Commentary from Ian the Duke of Nuts for Danta and former Arsenal winger Perry Groves, the OB producer. It's Ian Danta! Woo! Go get it! And then at 20 o'clock, it's Everton, the Toffees, versus Arsenal, the Gunners, in the Premier League. It's a TalkSport exclusive. Presented by Faye Carruthers. Commentary from Sam, the Sausage Gilet Man Matterface, and former Scotland midfielder Charlie Adam, the OB producer. It's Declan McCarthy again! Double Declan. Go get it! And then at 20 o'clock, it's Leeds, the Whites, versus Crystal Palace, the Eagles, in the Premier League. It's a TalkSport exclusive. Commentary from John Dunn and former Leeds manager Simon Grayson, the OB producer. It's It's John Dunn. Da-dun, dun, da-dun. Go get it! It's Big Ticket Live! PDC Darts World Championships, Championship Football, and Premier League action. You can't afford to miss. Wow. It's a lot, wasn't it?
Oh, TalkSport's good, isn't it?
It's a lot, isn't it?
TalkSport's
brilliant, isn't it? Look, how do you put all that on the radio, Max?
I don't know.
Find platforms for all that. Find the best people to present all those things.
Find enough people.
Absolutely. You have to find a lot of people. Because there's not just the people on air. There's people like plugging it all in and stuff.
Yeah.
Backstage.
They wouldn't believe it. The listeners wouldn't believe it. But there are actually people who work on this show.
There are 3 people who work on this show.
Real people work on it. Put it together. Yeah. It's not just me and Charlie.
Just sitting in our WhatsApp. Like sitting in our front room going, press that button. Yeah. There we are. Go get it.
How are you, Charlie?
I'm very well, Max. Very well. It's Christmas time.
I'd like to hear it.
Isn't it? I was on antibiotics.
Thanks for letting me know.
I was on antibiotics.
Oh, really?
That finished yesterday, yeah.
Okay.
I did take the last 2 with 2 pints of cider. I had 2 pints of cider.
Yeah, good for you.
But that's allowed, isn't it?
It on the box. It says 2 a day with meals, last 2 with aspals. That's what it says. That's what it says that.
Yeah, there we are. It was actually 4 inches. I like a few inches on a Friday night.
Oh, okay. I mean,
what?
I would hope for better from you.
Why? What?
I just would.
What's the name of the cider?
Okay. Well, they shouldn't.
I don't know what jokes dirty jokes you're writing in your head.
To people like you. Anyway, listen, because there were such long go-get-its, we have got a text topic and we need to give it to the listeners before we get on with the programme.
Go for it.
And it's your idea. And what is it?
It is. After the boxing match last night, I watched the highlights. Jake Paul.
I didn't watch any of it because I thought it was a complete waste of stupid time.
Okay.
And everybody who's involved with it should be ashamed
disrespectful
of themselves.
to boxing, you think? That sort of thing. Yeah, okay, yeah. But it was on.
It's disrespectful to humanity and people. That's what it is.
Show business,
That's what it is.
It's show business.
Yeah.
Jake Paul basically ran away for five rounds, and then in the 6th round had his jaw broken and got slumped to the floor. But I thought, when did you run away was a nice text topic.
When
Max.
did you run away?
When did you run away? Nothing
but
serious.
When did you run away?
Please.
Yeah, 81089 at Max Rushden at Baker Street. When did you last run away? Just when did you run away? It's great. I went when I was about 11. We went carol singing, but we didn't have the chutzpah. And we rang on the door.
Yeah.
And everyone ran back down the path. And I just went left through the front garden. And I ran into like a metal, shin-high metal grate.
Ooh.
Absolutely like blood pouring from the shins because I was too cowardly to sing Good King Wenceslas to some people. I mean, we were...
Is it because you didn't know the second verse, Max?
No, we weren't prepared. Do you know what? It's a bit like the England cricket team. We just hadn't done enough. We'd done a few nets. We'd done a few singing, but we hadn't done enough out there. And you can't recreate that with carol
until you're
singing.
Actually on the doorstep. You don't know what sort of conditions you're going to find.
Absolutely right. And those conditions, we weren't ready for it, and everyone ran away. And that's pathetic.
That really is pathetic.
That is pathetic.
They might have enjoyed that. The people exactly, very good story. How are your shins now? Are you scarred on the shins?
Shins are okay. But it wasn't last week, Charlie.
I know, but a scar can stay with you for life, not just for Christmas.
I've got a few on the shins. I've got a few mainly from Carshalton away. That's where most of my football injuries come from. I will check. I'll check on the shin. I don't think it's still there.
Shin injuries, 81089. We'll take those as well.
So, when did you run away? Please get in touch. Before we break, Griffin Kingslin is a friend of the show, and you'll remember he sent us a text last week. And he's just texted again. Say, morning, lads. I sent you a text last Saturday about my dad moving into a home. He made it until Friday, and he passed away with family by his side. I have to share the last time that I was with him with you both. He was a big sports fan, Birmingham City with his team. He asked me who our next fixture was, the next 3 after. And his last laugh was about the cricket. I read in the scorecard and he whispered, I made it to 92. Glorious innings, I said. He said, better than this current lot. They say never meet your heroes. I lived and grew up with mine. Enjoy the time you have with yours. That is a beautiful message, Griff.
Yeah, lovely.
And we send you our love.
Thank you for sharing that.
And Charlie, on the warm-up, we're with you until 11. Brought to you with Travis Perkins. Do what matters for the trade fan at more at travisperkins.co.uk or download the app. Mark Butcher will join us in just a second and we'll look back on another disappointing, but not terrible, but not disappointing
still
day in the cricket. Yeah, still alive.
Hello and welcome to TalkSport Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion?
That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Morning all, it is the warm-up on TalkSport. Max and Charlie here into 11. Tom says, a bit early for double Declan, lads.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Matt says, I think Charlie should be allowed to have the next bit off after that. Top work with the Go-Get-It.
Go-Get-It is
revved up, says Adam. I'm so revved up by the Go-Get-It's that the detail completely evaded me. I don't know what any of the fixtures are. And on the subject of when did you run away after Jake Paul ran away from AJ for 6 rounds, Chris in Penge says, I was in bed one night in my new house. I suddenly woke up to see the outline of a person at the end of my bed. I shot out of bed and ran. I got to the hall, turned on the light. Turning around to confront them, I realised it was the mirrored wardrobes I just had fitted.
Oh, no.
not a pretty look. So when did you run away, please? Let us know, 81089, at Max Rushden, at Baker's Tweet. Let's do this again, shall we? Mark Butcher, former England Test batsman. Welcome, Butch. How are we?
Morning, gents. How are we?
Yeah, not too bad.
I had hope. Look. I did have hope for like 10 minutes.
But what would you go and do that for? No. Oh man, it's such a shame, isn't it? It's such a shame that sort of. I suppose it's still alive, aren't we? 4 wickets left, 228 runs to get. It was actually looking relatively optimistic. I can understand your hope. Whilst Brook and Root were going, and then and then Harry has a reverse sweep at one from Nathan Lyon, and then Lyon locks in and looks the world class performer that he is, and knocks over Ben Stokes, and kind of you're thinking, well, it's all over by the shouting. It's been another chastening Test match, hasn't it? Really for England from start to finish.
Yeah, it's
or start to now, I should say. It's not finished yet.
It's not finished yet, and all we need is Jackson Smith to put on 200 and then Archer to hit the winning ones. Do you know what I was thinking when I'm watching this? It's sort of the first Test. You go back to Perth and think, I wasn't focused enough. Because if they batted with that resolve, because they batted okay today, enough that Crawley batted really well, and enough of them got so. If they batted even with that sort of resolve in the second innings, this whole series is different. And I know people want us to analyse what happened yesterday, but like that's such a pivotal moment in this whole thing.
Yeah, 105 for one ahead in that second innings, and then just a sort of half an hour, 40 minutes of madness, and then Travis Head does what Travis Head can do in the run chase. But yeah, I mean, it's sort of one of the things about playing in Oz, I guess. Is that you kind of have to get everything right, whether it be your team selection for the first match, your tactics, what you do at the toss, obviously your preparation, everybody being absolutely ready to go. You need all of those things to be right, and you still might not win. I mean, this is the thing about playing against Australia in Australia. But the facts of the matter are, haven't got any of those things right, really, from the very start. And as a consequence of that, you're always chasing your tail. So, for example, once this Test match is over, Nathan Lyon will probably end up taking 5 wickets or whatever, and be even closer to Shane Warne on the list, having just gone past Glenn McGrath. And it'll be, why didn't we play our specialist spinner? in this Test match. We didn't play our second specialist spinner in this Test match because we batted so poorly in the first 2 tests that they felt like they needed the extra batting support that Jax brings, and so therefore you selection issues at the very beginning. Playing 5 quicks in Perth. Jack should have played in that one, if you ask me. He should have batted at 8 in that one and given them a bit more batting support on a game that you knew was going to be fast. With the view that Bashir would come back into the side, hopefully with the score at 1-1 or something, or because Australia normally beat us in Perth, so I normally give them that one. And then one mistake compounds another, which compounds another, which compounds another. And so despite the fact that England have put up a much sort of better showing in terms of fight in this Test match, they've been chasing their tails from the very start. And then any mistake you make during the match itself, just buries you. And Australia have just been too damn good. Even though they still haven't been able to put their sort of first choice 11 out on the field, no matter what they've done. Khawaja coming in at number 4, out of position, gets 80 in the first innings, 40 in the second. Head makes another 100. Alex Carey, I think, he won't be player of the series. That'll probably go to Mitchell Starc, but Carey has been absolutely outstanding in every department so far. They've had their own misfortune, Australia, but haven't let it affect the way that they've played or the way they've performed.
I messaged Max earlier on to say, why is Harry Brook playing that shot? Oh, well, look, Harry Brook is a generational talent. I'm saying he is as well, not was. I don't know what's happened to him in Australia. Actually, the last few tests, he's not been great. But Max said, very good point, he scored a lot of runs playing that type of shot. That's his game. You won't get that out of it. Does he need to manage that a bit more, Butch?
Well, I mean, it looked as though in this Test match that he tried to rein in the sort of the wildest excesses of his game, in order to try and show a bit more responsibility. I mean, he was at the start of this series the number 2 batter in the world. He was the vice captain, made vice captain before the series started, and up until this point, he's played with very little of that sort of responsibility. You're right. He does play. He had played that reverse sweep to some good effect against Lyon in this innings. But of course, you go to the well once too often. One spins and you miss it, and you're out. And then suddenly Australia come flooding through the gates once again. He's going to cop a lot of flack, I think, for the tour. The facts of the matter are he still averages over 50 in Test match cricket. And you're right. I think he's one of the best players that I've ever seen play for England. And that goes back to sort of somebody like Kevin Peterson, who was also sort of a maddening talent who would one day make everybody laud him from the rooftops, and the next day people are trying to get him out of the team. That kind of comes with the territory when you're as good as he is.
I mean, there will be so much of an inquest after this about what happens to Rob Key, to Brendan McCullum. What does Ben Stokes do? I mean, can you envisage like the next? Because Bazball is good against teams that aren't that great, and then when you come up against teams, it's the ultimate flat track bully, right? And when you come up against these teams that are elite, and even without their best bowlers, Boland comes on and he's on a sixpence. It's like you can't see off on Australian bowling.
Player.
You see off Cummins and Stark, and they bring on Boland and Lyon. But look, can you see a time when the next time we play, Ben Foakes is keeping wicket because he is probably as good as Carey, or maybe he's up there in terms of ability as a wicketkeeper and can bat. And Jack Leach is in as a spinner. Can you see that? Like, how far back the other way do we go?
Well, I mean, this happens pretty much on a 4-year cycle. I guess the slight difference this time has been that all of the selections, whether it be Shoaib Bashir playing for England for the last 2 years, 18 months, pretty much without missing a game. Zach Crawley, for example, various others, the makeup of the bowling attack or the style of bowlers that we've taken, all of this stuff has been with this series in mind. So the entire, the last however many 25, 30 Test matches of the McCullum, Stokes, Key era have been almost, to the exclusion of everything else, about making sure that they had a team and players and the right sort of mix of talent and whatever else to go down and do the extraordinary job of winning in Australia, right? And it looks as though it has failed quite spectacularly. So what usually happens is everybody gets sacked and we start again. I would hesitate to say that that's the right way to go. I think you might need to tweak one or two things. But I think if you do, as you mentioned there, veer all the way to the like politics, isn't it? You kind of you get something very much to the left, and the response to that, rather than going to the middle, is to go as far to the right as you possibly can. It's the same damn thing. So I would say that would be a mistake. I think by and large, England have got the right players, the best players out there, with one or two exceptions. And you consolidate that and the experience that they have gained over the course of this 3-4 year cycle. Because let's not forget that most of these players out here have never played an Ashes series away from home. And so if you throw out the baby with the bathwater, by the next time you come around, barring the obvious guys who are going to be too old to make it to the next time, you then go out there again with no experience in 4 years' time. Yeah. So you don't chuck everything out, because clearly there's some good there, there's some better than good there. But I think the approach and the attitude towards county cricket players and people on the outside needs to change to a degree, in order to try to play to pick people who are not only in very good form, but also maybe have a slightly different style of play. But all the best teams have. I mean, if you look at Australia, sorry, I'm rambling a bit here, but if you look at Australia, they've got somebody like Travis Head, who is obviously, a shot maker, a Harry Brooks style player. And then you've got people like Usman Khawaja and Marnus Labuschagne who dig in a little bit more. You have a mix of styles, which makes up an 11, as opposed to everybody playing in exactly the same way. Which leaves you open to disaster. It means you can win games extraordinarily, as they did in Pakistan all those many moons ago. But it also means that your curve is very much up and down, as opposed to sort of like a flat line of excellence.
Well, you see, it could be. The curve could go right up to the top tomorrow. You never know, but
you never know.
Live in hope.
You never know.
Thanks for coming on, as always, my friend. Thank you, Mark.
No worries.
Mark Butcher there, former England batsman. So, yeah, Will Jacks and Jamie Smith, up to them, and then Jofra can bring us home. Just imagine.
Jofra can bat. Jofra can bat.
Oh, he can. Sadly, the Australians can really bowl. All right, we'll do a bit of Newcastle next. Newcastle-Chelsea is where game day begins. We'll be live at St James's Park in just a second.
The German leading England. It all sounds a little bit odd, but as Thomas Tuchel tries to bring football home, here's how he ended up in one of the most scrutinised jobs in sport. Well, Tuchel started his footballing journey in the sleepy town of Krimbach. His leadership skills were obvious from an early age, with Tuchel even making subs during PE volleyball sessions. After a knee injury ended his playing career at the age of 25, Tuchel accepted his first coaching role in the Stuttgart youth setup in 2000. He led the club's under-19s to their league title 5 years later, but his perceived abrasive personality meant Stuttgart chose not to renew his contract. He went on to spend 5 years at the helm at Mainz before leaving the club for Dortmund. And there, Tuchel secured his first major trophy, the German Cup, in 2017. 8 more pieces of silverware came next for Tuchel in just 5 seasons at PSG, Chelsea and Bayern Munich. And that CV impressed the top brass at the FA.
We found so many similarities and so many things that suited my approach and my hunger to achieve special things. I always wanted to come back to England.
Well, he says all the right things, but is destiny on Tuchel's side?
Pop a ball across the penalty area from Willock and finished by Johan Ritter inside the 6-yard area.
They have gone a little bit soft. They have lost that edge.
Newcastle just never had enough. A little bit of a hangover from midweek.
If you don't perform and you don't get a positive result, criticism is naturally going to follow. It's part of the industry that we're in.
Charlie swings it over, flicked in! It's flicked in! And it's Lewis Mardy this time!
Such small margins in football between a really good result that gives everyone a good feeling and a bad one.
Garnacho can race clear. Can he finish it off here for Chelsea? He does! He tucks it away beautifully.
Are you feeling a little more content, a little happier perhaps after earlier in the week?
I'm always been happy since day one.
I'm not unhappy with him because it's a very difficult club to manage.
Has anyone ever said I'm always happy and sounded less happy than Enzo Maresca?
I'm always happy.
It's just I'm always so happy. Like droopy, maybe, growing up. On the subject of running away, Jill says, hi, Max and Charlie. I ran away from a date through the restaurant kitchen's back door, then dated the chef. Merry Christmas. God, you picked him up quick, didn't you?
On the way through.
Merry Christmas
yes,
to
chef.
you, Charlie.
Said, yes, chef.
Yes, chef. Behind. Yes, chef. Corner. Thanks for the great weekend shows. It's my birthday on Tuesday. We'd love a go get it. We don't do that sort of thing.
You can cameo, £14.
Yeah, Matthew, the Spurs fan, says, I ran away from my school crush once. The worst of it is I didn't even have to ask her out. She asked me, and all I had to do was say yes. I couldn't even do that. Instead, I just ran. I just said, I've got to go, and ran straight down the corridor from Matthew, the Spurs fan. Anyway, yeah, my mic was up, and I was Adam says, someone's microphone up during the news? Yes, I was learning how to pronounce Chris Woff's surname by just saying Woff a lot. And he joins us now, Newcastle correspondent of The Athletic. Welcome, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Good morning. I've been called a heck of a lot of things over the years, so if you can get my name right, then you're doing very well.
Yeah,
we like to welcome guests mainly by getting their names right. That's how we...
yeah, that's our aim.
Our aim.
So look, Newcastle, God, they needed something midweek after the Sunderland game. That's the first time I've heard from sort of match-going Newcastle fans sort of whispers of real discontent about Eddie Howe and the way they set up and the way they performed in that game. They go into this game though with so many injury problems at the back. So I don't know how you see it panning out today.
Yeah, it's been a very strange season for Newcastle because if you look at their cup form, Champions League, they look like they're going to get to at least the playoff round, which if you'd offered most fans that at the start of the season, something Newcastle have never achieved in the history. They could have even got a top 8 position. That's probably going to be difficult now. And then in the Carabao Cup, 3rd semi-final in 4 years. They've been impressive in that competition. But the Premier League itself felt like a slog. It's felt like Newcastle have reserved their best form for the cup competitions for the Champions League, and they're struggling to get themselves up for sort of 3 games within a short space of time, and they basically haven't had an off midweek just about the entire season so far, and the squad's become stretched defensively. Weirdly, early in the season, that's where they looked like they had a lot of depth, but going into this game, Lewis Hall might be back at left back, which gives them a boost, but beyond that, they're only fit defenders are Malik Chow and Fabian Schär. Lewis Miley played well as a right back in midweek, but he's a 19-year-old centre midfielder still trying to establish himself in that position. Dan Burn, who's a senior player, vice captain, is out for a few weeks with a he suffered the injury, a rib and lung injury at Sunderland. They don't have Sven Botman. They don't have Tino Livramento for a period now. They haven't got Kieran Trippier, Emil Kraft. So yeah, they are really stretched. I think we're going to see tired legs out there today because Eddie Howe's having to put the same players out again. And given the quick turnaround from Wednesday night, Chelsea have had the extra 24 hours. Chelsea can make a lot more changes. I think that in that sense, it probably is advantage Chelsea with the fitness and just issues Newcastle have at the back because they haven't kept a clean sheet in any of their last 9 Premier League games. They started the season keeping a lot, and now they just can't keep the ball out of their own net.
I don't know if the excuse still holds that you lost your talisman, didn't you? You lost your 25-30 goal striker and the way you completely played all season, the last couple of seasons, and if you lose that, the plans must go out the window. Nicola Voltemada, that seems to have worked. It seems to be a really good signing. I think I really like him. I like his vibe. I like everything about him. And Wiss has been injured and only just come back. So do you give him any leeway for that?
Oh, a heck of a lot of leeway. The summer was in so many ways damaging for Newcastle. He didn't have a sporting director from June 30th onwards, so Eddie Howe, so he didn't have anyone to work with in that regard. His nephew Andy Howe had to step up and was in charge of incoming transfers.
And he was only 12, his nephew. So that felt a lot, didn't it?
He bought Minecraft. He bought Minecraft.
And some match attacks. And he went, what about this guy? Sorry, carry on. Stupid.
No, but in very difficult circumstances, they managed to bring in a lot of players, but they spent a lot of money, and it was only very late in the window. They also didn't have a chief executive because their chief executive was on sick leave before they had a new one, so there was no executive leadership team. And Alexander Isak was on strike for the last part of the summer, didn't actually go until deadline day, and so Newcastle were picking up the pieces from that. Nick Voldemada signed a few days before the close of the window. Johan Wissa, who was meant to be the sort of striker, could come in, hit the ground running, Premier League experience, gets injured without having kicked a ball for Newcastle on international duty, didn't start a game until midweek. And so Newcastle have been adapting as they've gone. Eddie Howe loves time on the training ground, and he hasn't had that because Newcastle have had so many games that he hasn't been able to bring in really bed in these new players, this entirely new style. Nick Voldemada. Now Voldemada scored 5 goals from his opening 5 shots on target for Newcastle, and he really hit the ground running in that regard. I think there's been a few issues with that sort of stylistic transition over the last few weeks. Hasn't worked quite as well with him in the side, but Wissa starting his first game on Wednesday, scoring immediately, giving everyone a bit of a lift. He isn't fully fit yet, but to have that, suddenly it looks like maybe Newcastle have options. Maybe they can revert more to the style that they've played previously. He's not a like-for-like replacement for Alexander Isak, but he's closer in terms of profile than Nick Voldemada. So Newcastle have got so much mitigation from what happened in the summer, but the problem is, at some stage, you have to just stop talking about mitigation. You have to get positive results in the Premier League. They're doing well in other competitions, and really, actually, you look at it and think, it's great that they're doing so well in the Carabao Cup competition. They are holders in, but actually, where they want to be next season is back in the Champions League or certainly in the European position. And to do that, they maybe need to start prioritising the Premier League over other competitions for now, because they really need to start climbing that league and not get left behind.
Yeah, I mean, Voldemada did score a great goal last weekend, and we shouldn't take that away from him, should we? But I mean, if you look at recruitment, Voldemada did start brilliant. I like his vibe, but I thought that would get a laugh from you, Charlie. That own goal he scored, were you concentrating? But anyway, it was a good one.
Sorry,
if you look at Voldemada, 70 million, Elanga, 50 million, Jacob Ramsey, 40 million. Ramsey's not played that much. Elanga hasn't recreated what he has. And I suppose you've explained it really, like the sort of recruitment, who they had doing the recruitment it's so key when you spend that much money and it isn't quite working.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit reluctant to totally give a sort of verdict on how the summer went, because when Newcastle were in the Champions League last time, the summer of 2023, immediately their recruitment at that point didn't look brilliant, because Sandro Tonali came in, got suspended for 10 months for his previous gambling issues that he'd had. Yeah. They also had Tino Livramento and Lewis Hall, and at that stage, Lewis Hall, first 3 games for Newcastle, 3 of his first 4 games, he was hooked at half-time, barely featured in that first season. And over time, they became very good signings. So I think Newcastle are confident their signings will become good. Malik Chow has been excellent. He's coming at centre-back. I think he's been the pick, really, of Newcastle's summer signings. Wasn't really heralded when he came in, has slotted immediately into the centre of defence, and has been brilliant and consistent. Voldemort hit the ground running, a bit more difficult in recent weeks. But Johan Wissa, they spent more money than they certainly would have liked to. He has to score a lot of goals, but if he does score goals that get them back into the Champions League for next season, then I suppose maybe the value of that will be justified. Elanga has been an issue because Newcastle, the narrative was that Newcastle were bringing in Premier League ready players who could hit the ground running, immediately be in the team, and he just hasn't. I mean, on his debut, 4 minutes in, he was clear through on goal against Aston Villa, and he could have scored, and he didn't. If he had scored at that point, things may have been very different. He looked short of confidence. I think the crowd are starting to get on his back a little bit, not necessarily. And that isn't necessarily helping him, because they don't have confidence that he can deliver. Inside Newcastle, they're adamant he will, but it doesn't look great that Newcastle spent £55 million on a right winger to be their starting right winger. And really, Jacob Murphy, who's been there for a long time, still looks like the best option there. Yeah. And Jacob Ramsey's been a bit of an odd one, because when he has played, you've seen little bits of him. He's not really a highlights player, but he's very tidy in midfield. He offers something slightly different, but he hasn't had a consistent run on the side. Eddie Howe sometimes does this when he brings players in. He likes time to bed them in for them to really understand what he wants. And I suppose that the lack of training time possibly has contributed to their taking time to get into the side. But let's see how they perform during the second half of the season. Newcastle need to extract more from them, because really this was meant to be the year they kicked on, had the depth in the Champions League, but they lost their best player. I think you can argue that in the summer, they ended the summer with a deeper squad, and that's definitely been the case. Howe's been able to rotate, but actually a weaker starting 11, because they lost a world-class striker and they haven't quite replaced him. And how were they going to necessarily? So that offers some degree of mitigation again, but certainly over the course of the next few weeks, Newcastle fans want and need to see more from the likes of Elanga and Ramsey.
Cheers, Chris. Enjoy the game.
Cheers, Chris. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Chris Woff there, Newcastle correspondent for The Athletic.
Sorry I missed your joke, Max.
Barry Glendenning says, I thought your Voldemort joke was funny, even if it landed like Evel Knievel on a bad day.
I'm really sorry. I missed it. There was an advert that came on the television in here for manscaping.
Okay. Oh, of course.
And it just popped into my head of who's shaving themselves so much. Anyway, that's what popped into my head at that point. So I missed your excellent Voldemort joke. Okay. But I'll listen again on the TalkSport app.
Was anyone else shaving their privates? I did that joke.
I wasn't doing it whilst listening to the joke. I just caught this, and I was thinking, I can't imagine that many people are. Anyway,
doing that.
There we are. So I apologise. I missed that.
That's
so
okay.
I apologise.
That's okay. If you want to let us know how you... No, I'm not interested, really.
No.
I remember Mickey Gray telling me on air once he takes a Bic razor to his backside once a month.
I mean,
but,
really?
Good for him.
Good luck, Mickey.
Good for him. It's the quarterfinals of How Tall Are They? They start in just a second.
Hello and welcome to TalkSport Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Hello, this is the warm-up on TalkSport. Paul in Ipswich says, I got your Voltamada OG joke, Max. I even chuckled a bit. Keep trying, he says. Manscaping
It's not for
footballers.
me, Max. It's for the listeners, isn't it? It's
Andy
for them.
Smooth, Shavid Batty, Manscaping footballers. I'm going to do that in a bit. Why not? Anyway, let's
Why not?
play. How tall are they?
Yes.
It's the quarter-final, first leg. And at home, it is normal person, member of the public. Whoa. Slow down, Jasper.
Jasper.
Slow
I don't think
down.
Jasper's done. It's Jasper's second week. I don't think he's done
Got
how
some
tall
theme
are they
tunes
before.
to do.
Got theme
Got some
tunes
theme
first.
tunes
So
to
we
do.
need to lose the tallest man on earth. We need to lose
this
that.
bit. Lose this bit.
That's
Have we
it,
got
there
the
you
theme
go.
tunes ready?
Theme
Look,
tunes,
theme ready.
Theme tunes ready.
Do they look, Charlie, do they look panicked?
They're ready.
They look
Jasper's
panicked behind them.
cool
They're
as
ready.
a cucumber.
At
He's
home,
excellent.
At home, normal person, member of the public, Richard Guy Bristow.
It's a bullseye.
I mean, this is amazing. This is like
I'll have
Marie
people, please,
making it
Jim. People,
the
please.
quarter-final of the FA Cup. Richard Guy Bristow, welcome.
People
Heading
you
out. This is
wanted, politics
extraordinary.
you've got.
Hello, Richard. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Feeling confident?
No.
Oh.
Not confident. Well, this is the quarterfinal. This is, you know, it is like Hensford Town in the quarterfinal of the World Cup. That's what we're talking about here. Richard is just a normal member of the public. We didn't really want riffraff like this at this level of the competition,
No.
but
He's
we
a
can't
man
criticise him.
full of postmen and teachers and, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, he's an accountant.
He's an accountant.
He's a bricklayer.
got
He's all these
he's
things.
an estate
He's a fairy
agent.
tale.
He's all those things. He is a fairy tale.
And the thing is, right, his house is an absolute hovel, and so Graham Courtney won't be used to going to houses like this, will he? And it's a great leveler. Here we come. You're playing against. It couldn't get tougher.
Ooh.
You're up against the judge.
Guilty.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, everybody.
Guilty.
Send him down.
Send him down. No parole.
20 years.
Jail for life.
Because I am the judge and you can plainly see. I want to.
Hey, welcome, Graham Courtney. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm still struggling with the horror of accidentally picking up Mickey Gray's razor.
And that's why he's here. Guilty.
Yeah, that's why he's the judge. All right, listen, you're away to Richard Guy Bristow. It would be an embarrassment to lose to a normal person, just a member of the public.
I made a living out of getting embarrassed.
Here we go. Let's play. Here we go. Okay, today's topic is Brussels sprout footballers.
Yeah.
Here we go, as Christmas is, we're on the eve of Christmas almost. How tall, Richard Guy Bristow, is Sprout Veghorst? Sprout Veghorst, how tall is he?
I've got absolutely no idea, so I'll go
Wout Veghorst.
5'11".
5'11". Graham the Judge Courtney.
Yeah, I was going to be struggling with him as well. I'm going to go for. I think he's actually a decent size, this fella. I'm going to go 6 6'4".
6'6", still 0-0.
We move on. Moving on. Graham the judge, Courtney, see you in court. Guilty.
Yep.
Brussels Martin. How tall is Russell Martin? Brussels Martin.
I've actually interviewed him on a couple of occasions. I think Russell Martin, 6'1".
On 6'1", we go over to you, Richard Guy-Bristow.
I'm going to have to go either 6'4", 6'2", so I'll go 6 foot.
He's gone for 6 foot.
He's 6'1".
He's 6'1". Yeah, guilty.
Send him down. Overruled. There we go. Graham the judge, Courtney 1-0. It's a huge goal away at Richard Guy-Bristow. Can Richard bring it back? How tall, Richard Guy-Bristow, is Paul Ridesprout? Paul Ridesprout. Paul Rideout. How tall, please?
Remember him?
Absolutely no idea.
No idea.
Paul Rideout scored the winner in the FA Cup final for Everton, didn't he? 6 foot.
He's gone for 6
Okay,
foot.
over to Graham the judge, Courtney.
I would say 6'2".
Oh, 5'11".
We move
still
on.
1-0. Still tight this first leg.
Graham the judge, Courtney, guilty, see you in court, 20 years, no parole. Bert Sproutman. Bert Sproutman. With a broken neck.
Yeah, goalkeeper, so I'll go 6'2".
6'2". We go over to Richard Guy-Bristow.
I think 6'1".
6'1". Guilty!
6'2". Guilty!
Send him down!
It's a procession from Graham, Courtney. It's extraordinary, but when you come up against these elite height guessers, what are you going to do? Send him down. Jail for life. Okay, look,
No
Richard,
parole.
2-0 down. You need this, but I believe in you, Richard. Okay?
Come on, Richard. We believe in you.
How tall, Richard Guy-Bristow, is Wayne Sproutledge? Wayne Sproutledge. Wayne Routledge. How tall is he, Richard?
Oh, 5'10".
5'10". Graham the judge, Courtney?
I think it's smaller. 5'8".
5'7".
5'7". Wait. The door's open. The door's open for the second leg.
Richard, you've got to do a lot of training, Richard, but we believe in you. You go away to Graham the judge, Courtney. It's a money-spinning tie. If nothing else, it's great. You'll get great gate receipts, but a bit of training, and we believe in you. Thank you, Richard. Well played.
Thank you.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Graham the judge, Courtney.
I'm off for a shave.
Yes.
Yeah, good stuff.
See you in court. See you in court.
2-0 victory.
The whole city. Really is. With you.
Against West Brom. Looking forward to that one.
Brilliant.
Live on Graham Courtney FM. Next week,
good news.
Tim Vine versus Nigel Adderley.
Ooh, at Christmas.
So there we go.
Real festive game there.
It's a festive game, is it?
A festive fixture.
Well,
they're Christmas, aren't they? Vine and love to Nigel.
Barry says, not only did Charlie miss your Voldemort joke, he missed you telling my Evel Knievel joke in response to him missing your Voldemort joke.
Gosh.
Is he okay? There we go. Man on the street looks flustered, even wiped his eye, said Sean in Stakeford. There we go. Your reaction to that in just a second, and then Lars Hiverton will join us.
Lions. Real-life fantasy rugby, bitter rivalries set aside in a quest to create the world's best team in weeks. There's nothing like it, but who on earth had the idea and how did it all begin? Incredibly, the first Lions tour was organised and funded by three men who played in England's first ever Test cricket match: opening bowler Alfred Shaw, opening batsman Arthur Shrewsbury and captain James Lillywhite. The 1888 Lions squad, then made up of 17 English, 4 Scots and 1 Welshman and a Northern Irishman, took a 46-day boat trip to New Zealand before heading to Australia. The Lions weren't alone on the boat. Also on board were 300 stoats and weasels who were brought over to eliminate New Zealand's rabbit problem. The first ever Lions captain, Robert Seddon, died of drowning midway through the tour while sculling on a river. Andrew Stoddart, who was another of the cricketers there, took over and was the star of the tour. The next one was the first to get official recognition from the RFU against the newly formed Springboks. Although the Lions won the series and beat the Boks again 5 years later, in the 12 series since in South Africa, they've only won 2. New Zealand has proved an even tougher hunting ground, just a 1 series win for the Lions in 11 attempts, which came in 1971. And then there was that nail-shredding drawn series in 2017, only the second in Lions history. Only once have the Lions clinched a series after losing the first test, 1989, when David Campese's infamous ghost pass was pounced upon by Ian Evans. Before World War II, the Lions had a dark blue strip, which on the 1930 tour forced the All Blacks to play in all white. So in 1950, the iconic red shirts, white shorts and blue and green socks combination was born. It remains the symbol of the greatest alliance of adversaries in all of sport. To borrow the phrase from Jim Telfer, the Lions is Everest.
Morning, everybody. It is the
Good morning, everybody.
And Charlie Baker with you until 11.
Hello.
You, with the good people of Travis Perkins Bowling.
Bowling.
Unlucky to miss out on this test, but you've got to say to the Australian selectors, they haven't selected Travis Perkins once, and they still look like they're going to win the Ashes in 3 tests. But hopefully he'll get a look in at the MCG.
Give the people what they want at the MCG.
Give them what they want. Just Travis Perkins from the pavilion end. Anyway, let's look at today's action with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Breakfast Daily Nap on TalkSport with the Sun Members Enclosure. Get Templegate's daily tips before anyone else. Search the Sun's Members Enclosure and sign up today.
Well, this could be the last time. This could be the last time.
Lars, I don't know.
Welcome, Lars Sivertson.
Good morning, Lars.
Called up by the Australian selectors.
Yeah, we missed
you.
I've also not been called up, but the way the Ashes is going, maybe that's the kind of handicap the Australians need. Just have a Norwegian in the group.
That'd be nice. You know what they say about? I don't know what they say. What I say about radio text topics is, you either want text topics that only one person can answer, but they will because they'll be like, "That is, I have to get
the one that's for me,"
or that everyone can. So if you haven't been selected by Australia, 822.
And also
let
put
us know
in your suggestions of who they should be to spice things up a bit.
I mean, it's a bit. Do you have wasps in France, David?
Yeah.
But do you have cricket in Norway?
Not at all.
Lars?
Absolutely
No,
not.
none.
No. No, there's nowhere to go with that. We have a lot of ski-related sports.
But no cricket.
I'm sure there is a very tiny cricket community that I've just insulted, but I'm on balance of
I'm now Googling Norway. You talk about football, I'm going to Google Norway cricket community.
Please do.
Lars gets cancelled by the Norway cricket community. But I do like the idea that Usman Khawaja is listening to this show going, well, I can't text in because I do currently play for Australia. Right, let's start with Chelsea. We've done quite a lot of Newcastle already today, but Chelsea go to Newcastle today. It's the early kickoff live on TalkSport. And this whole Maresca situation is weird, isn't it, Lars?
No, can we just take a minute to appreciate just how weird it is? Because it did seem like that was ticking along reasonably well. It had a couple of negative results, but broadly speaking, I think people felt the progress that's being made by quite a young team with Maresca was quite good, and then suddenly he said, "Oh no, it's been very bad," and has refused to elaborate. It's intriguing to me that initially the noises from the club were that, "Oh no, it was an emotional outburst," and then he has since said in press conferences, "No, it was definitely not an emotional outburst." So the communication strategy clearly not on the same page. A friend of mine had a bit of a rogue theory this week. And this goes back to when they disposed of Thomas Tuchel's services, the then new Todd Bowley, Egbali coalition. One of the many stories doing the rounds for why they made that choice was that he supposedly was not super keen on being in the sort of WhatsApp group they had for like discussing transfer targets and the like. That was reported at the time. So maybe that's what's happened here. When Maresca said the last 48 hours has been the worst that's ever been, and there's nothing externally to explain that. Maybe the WhatsApp group has just gone completely wild.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just Todd Bowley is just sending inexplicable memes constantly, and Egbali's sending the poop emoji all over again.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe it's just the WhatsApp group has spiraled out of control.
Maresca's archived it, but it keeps coming back onto his feed.
Todd Bowley keeps sending that picture of, the guy holding the hand of the girl but looking around at the other one with different footballers up there. And Enzo Maresca's just like, oh, for God's sake, stop sending me that picture. It's ridiculous.
The man pointing to his head, that guy.
Immediately calls his agent and said, "Mate, can you leak something about Man City? I don't care. I need this to stop."
I mean, look, they've got a good chance today because Newcastle have so many injuries. So many games to get through. We're going to do Spurs with Jack Pitbrook next. So, I mean, unless you have an amazing nugget on Spurs-Liverpool, we can hold that. Do you have a nugget on Spurs-Liverpool?
No, I prefer not to talk about Tottenham now, so let's just move on.
Moving on.
I'll leave that for JPB.
Okay.
Do that.
So look, at the top of the league, Man City can go top if they beat when they beat West Ham. Dewsbury Hall, and maybe even Jack Grealish as well. So it feels like Everton are just without anybody that could do anything for them.
Yeah, you don't like to see that. I mean, it's I guess it's a big one for Tyler Dibbling to sort of get involved with. He was a reasonably big transfer in the summer, a young man who I thought, made a decent impact for a very poor Southampton team last year. Hasn't really been able to play much for Everton, maybe because of the competition and those wide positions. But do you think are Arsenal having a blip? Are we buying this? Is this like a proper blip from Arsenal? I'm not. I think Arsenal are still very good. It was that defeat to Villa, and then the slightly shaky one against Wolves that has given rise to some fear that Arsenal are maybe not as good. But
and that was the last we ever heard of Lars. It's very sad, wasn't it? What it was he said something slightly negative about Arsenal, and of course this is Radio Arsenal you're listening to, and so he gets taken off.
That's what they do. They are pretty brutal.
They're brutal. The moment you say, "Are they that good?" Off.
That's it.
We won't hear anything. Would you like the history of the Norwegian cricket team?
Cricket team? Yeah, I mean, that's what people just switching on are like. There are 8 games in the Premier League today. The Ashes is there.
We've got no time.
Is back.
But
we've got no time for the history of the
Norwegian cricket team. The Norwegian cricket team has full 2020 international T20 status, and they're very very good.
They'll be roaming the streets of Oslo looking to beat me up with bats after I completely dismissed them on TalkSport.
Football. Let's go. Come on, guys. We've done one.
You were about to make a point about Arsenal, but then you disappeared.
I think I was putting it to the floor. Are we buying this idea that they're having a blip because they've had 2 games now? It was the Villa defeat.
Injuries.
And there was the iffy one against Wolves. Yeah.
Injuries.
I don't think
Gorkarez not quite firing. Jesus coming back. I think they'll be all right.
If there's a concern, it's that they've had both Gabriel and now Ben White are injured, so they're having to reshuffle some things at the back. But then you've got Timber, Saliba's back, Hincapié has been doing well. I don't think they're having a blip. I'm going to put this out there. I think Arsenal are still good. Not a very controversial hot take here on TalkSport for me.
Yeah,
having already
you bought the blip up, Lars. No one else bought that up. You said you think they're having a blip. Bought it up.
A lot of people are saying they're having a blip, Charlie, and I'm here to say I think they're actually fine.
Okay.
I've already been controversial enough about this Norwegian cricket team stuff. I got to watch myself
completely.
I'm going to say your uncontroversial views on Arsenal still being good are not going to get the numbers. Our social team.
That's true.
This is not going to make it to the Instagram.
We're relying on the Norwegian cricket for that.
Okay.
Could Wolves get their first win of the season today? Brentford at home?
Surely.
I wouldn't say.
So I used to be the lone voice in the wilderness saying that Wolves are actually not so bad, but that take has not aged well. I mean, they have become bad, and I think they are a case study in what happens. I can't believe I'm doing this. If you look at their underlying numbers for the first sort of 5, 6, 7 games of the season, it wasn't that horrific. But I think there's something about when you lose game after game, it's just the confidence goes and the vibe gets sour, and you just can't really. Brentford at home should be an opportunity, but I think Brentford are really good at. I believe last season they won all their games against the teams that got relegated. I'm pretty sure that's right. So they're quite good at just not messing up in what should be simple 3 points. That's one of the things Brentford do really well. So unfortunately for Wolves, I suspect that Brentford will go there and get the job done again.
Tell you what, Leeds Palace, 8 o'clock tonight. I think that'll be a good one.
Yeah, cracker.
Yeah, and Leeds have really gotten moving. They've gotten some good results, which if I was West Ham, I'd be very nervous about. If you look at the way the relegation battle is shaping up, Wolves with their 2 points, it's hard. I mean, they must be going down. Burnley, I think, just keep losing games. They look like they're kind of falling apart. And if you're West Ham, you're probably looking at Leeds as the one. We're probably going to finish above Leeds in the end. Because above Leeds, you've got Forest, Brentford, Fulham, and Bournemouth. And again, if you're that's a pretty strong field. It's going to be a tough time. So it's West Ham and Leeds, I think, probably duking it out from the last relegation spot. So if you're West Ham, a couple of weeks ago, Nuno's coming in. Performances are kind of improving. Results are slowly getting there. And suddenly Leeds start picking up points. I mean, that's not good. That makes you very nervous going into January. Palace, of course, have been really, really good, but they're missing some people, and they've been playing a lot of games recently, and they look a little bit depleted. So some injury. I mean, Sarr has gone off to AFCON. You've got injuries in the squad now. Munoz is unavailable. Kamada is unavailable. Seems like a good opportunity for Leeds to continue to power on.
Where are you putting Glasner next season, Lars?
Oof. I would have said Man United, but you know what? The Amorim seems like he's found something. United are just kind of just slowly but surely looking like something might be working. And would you go to Spurs if you're Amorim? Or would you probably look at the last couple of managers who've gone there and thought, ooh.
If you're Glasner.
If you're Glasner.
Yeah. Maybe what it is Pep moves on. Maresca doesn't get the job because of general weird behavior, and a company goes there as well instead, and Glasner heads off to Bayern Munich.
Hey, possibly. Thanks, Lars. Always nice.
Thank you, Lars. That's definitely not knowledge. That's just speculation. We love that.
It sounded like you knew something. You were in the know.
Yeah, God, he's in the know.
One of those guys.
He's in the know about everything except Norwegian cricket. This is the warm-up on TalkSport, which was a lesser-known Beatles song. This is the warm-up on TalkSport with Travis Perkins, doing what matters for the trade. Find out more at travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
Breakfast Racing Form Guide on TalkSport with The Favourite, the brilliant free pull-out from Sun Racing. Now available 7 days a week.
Hello and welcome to TalkSport Goals. I'm taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion?
That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it, Biggs.
$26K for 2026 on TalkSport.
At TalkSport, we are welcoming the new year by giving away a massive £26,000. What better way to kick off 2026 than with the chance to win some serious cash? 26 grand, our biggest New Year cash giveaway. It could be yours. 26K for 2026. Here's Charlie Baker with how to enter.
For your chance to win, text WIN to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or call 0343 423 9761. Lines close 12 p.m. on the 9th of January 2026, and that's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. The UK residents only. No one else. 18 plus. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com/win. So for your chance to win £26,000, text WIN to 83338 now. Good luck.
Good luck. Let's do a bit of Spurs. They play Liverpool at 5:30 this afternoon at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Jack Pitbrook is Spurs reporter for The Athletic. Joins us now. Hey, Jack.
Hey, Jack.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Yeah, very well. Thank you.
Very good. This is a tough one for Thomas Frank, isn't it? I mean, they're all tough for Thomas Frank, I guess. He's under so much pressure, and he is sort of saying the things that you would say if you're under pressure, like any manager needs time. If you don't give a Spurs manager 5 years, this will never get sorted, which is what I would say if it was under pressure. But look, you've seen a lot of their games, probably all their games. What do you make of the situation?
Well, they're playing pretty badly. I think that the results so far this season are fine. I think they're totally survivable. I think lots of fans are anxious about the poor quality of the performances. I think people have a degree of sympathy for Thomas Frank because the squad isn't great. Most of the best players are injured. Maddison, Kulusevski and Solanke have not started a single game for him so far. But I think it's not even that they need to start winning, it's that they need to start convincing. They need to start looking like a team that's heading in the right direction if he's gonna get any buy-in from the supporters.
Yeah, and that was an interesting point you made about the squad. I just can't work out how good their players are. Because you sort of player by player, you go, okay, look, the centre-backs are good, the full-backs, they look okay, the keeper looks okay, the midfield looks okay, up front, they've got players that should be okay, but is that not quite good enough to be where fans want them to be in the Premier League?
No, I don't think the squad is good enough. I think that the only players they've got who would get into who other Big Six teams would want are Romero and Van der Ven, really. I think Kulusevski is I would also have in that bracket, but he's not played since May. And then beyond that, I think it's a mixture of, pretty average players and then young players who I hope will turn into very good ones. But the extent to which they have lost ground to Aston Villa and Newcastle, never mind Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea and the rest in the last few years, is striking. Like they used to be right up in there with the very best teams in the country, and now they're miles off.
But I think that's the whole point, isn't it? That they're under new ownership or new stewardship, however it is.
I think I'm calling it a new hierarchy.
New hierarchy, yeah. So and assuming that they will open the purse strings a bit more than Daniel Levy did, and that was always what was thrown at him. And Thomas Frank did come into the club pretty late in the window, so he's not even had a window yet. So I think he's a good manager. I just don't think he's got any of his players at the club yet.
Yeah, I mean, I do think he's a good manager, but I think he might be. It's possible that he's a good manager for a certain level of club where he can play a certain type of kind of reactive, counter-attacking, set-piecey football. But Tottenham is a bit different from that, and the fact is there are some managers who are better suited to managing smaller clubs than bigger clubs. Like, that's nothing new. We saw this when Roy Hodgson went to Liverpool, when Graham Potter went to Chelsea, arguably when David Moyes went to Manchester United, when Nuno went to Tottenham. Like, it's nothing new. And I think a lot of fans are wondering whether Thomas Frank's football necessarily scales up to the demands of Tottenham Hotspur. And I think...
So do you think... Sorry, Jake, but do you think is that our perception? Or does that mean basically if you want to manage a top club, you just have to start there? Like, you can't possibly start somewhere small because otherwise there's no progression. Because actually Brentford started to play different types of football, didn't they? Like, he could be able to play good attacking football, but if we say his players aren't good enough, then it's not really fair to say he's not the right guy. I totally hear what you're saying, and I think you might be right. But I wonder how much is just perception, or whether perception is all that matters.
Yeah, I see what you mean, but I think that the fact is there are some managers who manage smaller clubs in such a way that their football can scale up to bigger clubs. So the best example would be Pochettino Southampton. Like, you could tell that that he would be able to take that way of playing and take it to a bigger team, and he did. Frankly, Iraola, like, I would be surprised if Iraola's not managing a Big Six team in the Premier League next season. Yeah. And I think his football will also scale up, but not everyone's football can do that. And Frank, like, so far, Thomas Frank has not proven that his football can necessarily be fitting of a aspirational Big Six team.
Yeah, and I guess the point is it's not just do fans feel that, or journalists, it's do the players feel it? Like, how long does it take? Because Spurs started quite well under Frank. The Super Cup was not bad. They won at City. But how quickly do well-paid, albeit not very good players, go, I'm not really having this?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I have heard nothing to suggest that the players don't like him. I think he's a very likeable guy. I gather he is very popular. He's certainly very popular with staff and people inside the club. So as it stands, I think the bigger problem for Frank right now is the doubts from the fan base, and I fear that if it goes wrong this evening against Liverpool, I suspect it probably will, then I think that it could become a negative atmosphere of the sort that makes owners and executives take notice.
Yeah, and then we're back to square one. Like, it's a never-ending Spurs of this impossible club to manage.
Yeah. Well, this is why I think there's no point in sacking him now, because they could sack him tonight, but then tomorrow they just won't have a manager and they won't have a strategy either. Like, I don't think until they figure out what the strategy is, how they want to be competitive again, and then I think it might make sense to think, well, what's the sort of manager who can execute this strategy? I am not personally aware what they think the strategy is, and therefore, if they could sack him this weekend, and then what? They just don't have a manager. They would just be a team with some okay players and no manager.
Well, then they wait for the USA to get knocked out of the World Cup, and then Pochettino gets sacked, and he comes back and he manages Spurs next season.
That is such a nice idea. But what if the USA get to the serious end of the World Cup, which they certainly could do, and if that happens, then all of a sudden hypothetically, Pochettino will be managing in the World Cup. All the while, half his players will be back in pre-season, and they'd have to find someone. To get the players to do laps of the pitch and to put out the cones.
Lovely.
It'll be forever. Just as a Spurs fan, you just have to accept it. It's just forever. It's just who you are. Unmanageable, and it's fine. Cheers, Jack. Enjoy the game.
Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye.
Jack Pittbrook there, Spurs reporter for The Athletic. I have no expectation. Come on, do something today. make Xavi Simons just have an absolute rip snorter against Liverpool, do them 5-0, start to believe. That, and Will Jackson, Jamie Smith putting on 250 for the 6th wicket. Cambridge are already 5th in League Two. Could be the best weekend ever. This is the warm-up on TalkSport with Travis Perkins doing what matters for the trade. Find out more at travisperkins.co.uk. We'll cross to St James's Park. Say hello to Stuart Pearce in a bit.
When was the last time you saw someone score with a knuckleball free kick? We're going to take a look at why we're not seeing them anymore and explain a bit about how they work. The knuckleball peaked in the 2010s after that Ronaldo strike against Portsmouth in 2008 inspired academy players everywhere. Here's a young Mason Mount.
I tried to base my free kick on Ronaldo, hit the ball by the valve and it moves. So what do you do? Top corner.
Now, no ball is perfectly aerodynamic, so as it travels it creates ever-changing pockets of turbulent air, causing that unpredictable movement. Football's most prolific free kick taker, Juninho Pernambucano, perfected the technique but didn't invent it. He was inspired by players from the 90s and even the 50s. So how do you do it? You have to hit the ball head on with as short a contact time as possible so the ball doesn't spin. Hitting by the valve helps with that short contact time as it's the hardest part of the football. So why don't we see knuckleballs much anymore? It's because players are being told not to shoot from dead ball situations because the XG is so low. In fact, as Opta shows here, since the 08-09 season there's been a 10% reduction in players shooting from free kicks in the Premier League. And in 23-24, a record low of 11 free kicks found the back of the net. And the knuckleball, though spectacular, is imprecise, which is why it's becoming a thing of the past.
Morning all, it is the warm-up on TalkSport. Max Rushden and Charlie Baker here until 11. Let's look at the latest odds ahead of today's action on William Hill.
In the Zone on TalkSport. Brought to you by Final One Standing. New from William Hill. 18 plus gambleaware.org. Terms and conditions apply.
Phelps!
I need somebody.
Phelps!
Not just anybody.
Phelps!
You know I need someone.
Yeah. Lee Phelps, welcome.
Lee Phelps.
Pleasure to be here, as usual, in the studio.
Very welcome.
Great.
Very welcome, always.
Yeah, let's get down to business, Lee. Final One Standing is down to there's like 2 people. What's going on? It's
How many is it, Lee?
We've got in the original and the biggest game 460 left, but in some of those other leagues, the 50k leagues, we're down to like 20 or 30 people. Yeah, this is it's getting down to the nitty gritty. Over 500,000 people have played the game, by the way, now, and we've got a new one starting today as well. £100,000 brand new jackpot launches at 3 p.m. today, free to play as usual. It starts at 3, like I say. Any registered William Hill customer can play. So if you're in one of the other leagues, whether you've never played before, whether you've been knocked out, you can get involved in that. It's 12:30 deadline for all the existing leagues at the minute. The TalkSport League down to the last 5 people.
Down to the last 5. I
5
believe we've got
people.
one of those 5
Have we?
on the line now. Stuart Gibbon is here. One of the last 5. Hey, Stuart.
Hey, how are you doing, everyone?
I'm good, Stuart. How are you?
Good. How many rounds are we in now, Stuart, for this one?
This is round 17, unbelievably, yeah.
Have you ever done a last man standing before? Have you done a last person player standing before?
This is the first season, and actually I was in the 500k and the 5k until last week, and then I spread bet because I thought, well, I'm only going to get through on one of them now. So I kind of went for this one. So this is the focus, and I've joined the 100,000 actually this week as well. See where we go.
It's five grand for the TalkSport League. 5,000. So picking between the 500k and the 5k. I like the fact you went for the 5k.
Yeah, you pay off your tab at the bar this Christmas.
Stuart, also, my apologies for I'm not going to. We win as a team, we lose as a team on this show, but someone did write Stuart Gibbon right in front of me, so it's not my fault. Stuart Gibson is your name, and you get to keep your name if you win it. But you're now down to the last 3 teams.
I am Gibbon, not Gibson.
He is Gibbon.
Oh, you are Gibbon. Okay, and then somebody told me you were Gibbon. Well, I mean, this is what it is.
It's a whole other programme. Gibbon or Gibson is a whole other.
Gibbon or Gibson, we'll play that. Of course we will. But you last right. So you got 3 teams to pick, right? So you've already presumably what? Burnley, West Ham, and Wolves. Is that who you've got left?
No, I'm a West Ham fan, so I got West Ham out of the way a while back.
All right.
No, I've got it's 4 teams. So I've got Burnley, Leeds, Wolves, and Notts Forest.
Oh, Nottingham Forest! Don't say Notts Forest. You'll get. Don't say Notts Forest. You'll get into all sorts of trouble. You will get. People will be hoping that you lose
out
now.
of the TalkSport game. Oh, okay. So that's all right. You've done well then. You've got a great chance if they're the teams you've got left.
Yeah. I think so. It's we just have to see how it goes.
Yeah. Who are you going to go for today then? You don't want to say.
Good question.
Don't give it away.
Yeah, I think you've been very tactical, Stuart, haven't you? So I asked him that when we spoke before. I said, who are you going to go for? He doesn't want to reveal it on the show, which is fair, isn't it? But you've worked out who the rest of the players have got left as well, Stuart, haven't you? So
like a poker, which I like. Like a counting cards poker player.
Yeah, you've got to be tactical.
You've got to be in it to win it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Hey, look, good luck, Stuart. Thanks for coming on.
John Chimpanzee has got Brentford left.
And Gary Orangutan is gone for Wolves, which is bold against Brentford at home, but there we go. Stuart Gibbon there, thank you. What else you got, Lee? What's else going on?
Just in terms of those picks, 63% have gone for Leeds United this weekend, of course, at home to Palace. Wolves account for 15% of players. Forest 8%, Fulham 5%, Bournemouth 4%. So there's still a few. Not many players have got big teams left, like Newcastle or Chelsea. The lunchtime kick-off. Newcastle 7-4, Chelsea 6-4. Home records obviously much better than their away record, Newcastle. And given I've just been listening to you guys talking about Chelsea earlier on, and the kind of like mini implosion at that club is worrying for them. I think Newcastle at home there. I might not put them in the ACCA, but I've put together a little ACCA for the 3 PMs with a couple of others chucked in. I like Bournemouth to beat Burnley. Bournemouth aren't in any great form, but I'll go home win and both teams to score as a single, but put them in to win at home. They've just got goal scorers, as Bournemouth proved in that 4-4 draw against Manchester United. But Burnley do score away from home. In fact, they've scored more goals away from home in the Premier League than Arsenal have this season, which is a pretty remarkable stat. I'll go Brighton at home to beat Sunderland. 6 of Sunderland's team have gone to AFCON, with 3 really influential players among them. Man City beat West Ham. They're 1-5, so they should do, obviously. Haaland's got 9 goals in 6 games versus the Hammers. So I'd involve him if you're putting together a bet builder with Impact Sub. And I'm going to go Wolves to beat Brentford. I think it's now or never. The Bees have got 1 Premier League win in 9. That was at West Ham. Only scored 1 in the last 5. So yeah, Bournemouth, Brighton, City, Wolves, chuck Ipswich in. Real Madrid are at home with your ACCA boost, which gives you a boost on 4 or more picks. That comes out at 15-1. And then epic boost on Tottenham, Liverpool later. Liverpool to score first is even money from odds on. They've scored first in 4 of the last 5 head-to-heads in 9 games this season, and Spurs have conceded first in 5 of their 8 at home. So it seems like a nice stats-based one, that one.
It's my favourite. It's my favourite Premier League fixture is.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's always.
Yeah, it feels good.
When you look at the head-to-heads, there's like 5-1s, 6-3s, 4-0s. It's like usually good. And then tonight, obviously, Everton, Arsenal. Arsenal should win this. Everton missing players, as you guys were just talking about. One interesting bet is Arsenal have conceded first in 5 of their 7 away from home. So for Arsenal to concede but then win the game, concede first and then win, so come from behind and win, 9-1, which I think is a decent price if Everton can get an early goal. Racing, we've got best odds guaranteed, price boosts, another epic boost there as well, with strong leader to finish in the first 4 in the long walk hurdle at Ascot. The 225 is even money from 4 to 6. And of course, darts. Price boost galore. You've got former world champ Michael Bully Boy Smith playing, Stephen Bunting's in action, Chris Dobie. That's all tonight in the afternoon. Session start at 12:45.
Lovely stuff. Thank you, Lee.
Thank you, Lee. Appreciate your time. That was the latest odds brought to you by Final One Standing, new from William Hill. Terms and conditions apply. 18+. Gambleaware.org.
In the Zone on TalkSport. Brought to you by Final One Standing. New from William Hill. 18+. Gambleaware.org. Terms and conditions apply.
For me, Charlie, Mike Gorilla is going to win it.
He's a hell of a player.
That's what
Hell of a
he's
player.
A wonderful player.
Thank you to Dan for sending a picture of Mel Gibson and then a gibbon as well. So Mel Gibbon, we've got. Very nice.
Fair enough.
I mean, it was a lovely.
Anyway.
I loved it. That was my favourite bit of the show. If I'd heard your Voltamala joke, I'm sure that would have been the high point. But I was unfortunately looking at some of manscaping.
Okay.
But
you're watching an advert on telly. That's fine. About manscaping. What are you gonna do? It's not like it's your job, is it? To listen to what the other person. There's only one really. Like we should listen to each other on the show. It would make it a better show. Joining this nonsense, Stuart Pearce is here. Hello, Stuart.
Good morning, Stuart.
Good morning, gentlemen, and a Merry Christmas to you. It'll be the last time I speak with you before Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Stuart Pearce. Okay, Newcastle, Chelsea. There. What do you make? This Maresca stuff is quite fun, isn't it, Stuart?
Listen, I think that interview that he gave has stoked up a lot of interest, let's say, you know what I mean? It seems a little bit silly to me, you know. As a manager, you've got to just almost keep your head down and keep the heat away and let the results do the talking for you.
Yeah, when you were a manager, I just can't imagine you saying, I can't imagine you going, I'm not happy, but I'm not going to tell anybody why. It doesn't seem like something you would do, Stuart.
No, I can't see that. I use this word reservedly because I know what time of day it was, but I was a bit of a twat as a manager.
Oh, there we are. That's nice.
Yeah,
we use that?
Sometimes a little bit immature, you know, but you look back and I think we've all been that way, haven't we?
Well, I mean, some of us still are. Some of us still are, Stuart.
If you're asking that of me and Max, absolutely, yes, 100%.
Yeah, sorry, I've walked into that one.
You forgot who you were talking to.
Yeah, you're still mid-twattism, I understand that.
Some would say I make a living out of it, Stuart.
Well, listen, most Saturday mornings I do pick up on that, actually.
Newcastle got lots of injuries. Do you think Eddie Howe's under any pressure, Stuart?
I sincerely hope not. I think he's done some fantastic things at the club. They're underachieving in the league, there's no doubt about that. The form on the road's been a little bit inconsistent and underwhelming this season. But, you know, they've had a few injuries, that type of thing. The Isaac situation in the summer's played its part in that, which has been a real frustration at the club, I'm sure. Yeah. But I certainly hope not. I think he's a fantastic manager and a fantastic fit for this football club.
And they got real injury problems today. I mean, it's tough for them at the back, isn't it?
Today, yeah.
Yeah, defensively, that's where they're struggling a little bit. So, what sort of be interesting to see what sort of back line he puts out today. But it's an interesting one. I watched Chelsea in the week at Cardiff, and they seem a team that they don't wow me every time I see them, but they've just got enough ability to get the job done and bring people off the bench, and the squad's deep enough to actually get over the line on occasion. I think there'll be a few goals in this one. I really do. I think it'll be a really good game.
I know the Stranglers did a cover of Walk On By, Stuart. Did they ever do a Christmas song, the Stranglers? Was there ever a festive outing from them?
Sadly, no. When I say we, I speak on behalf of the band, as you well know.
I know you're their spokesperson. Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Yeah. So no, they actually haven't. And I suppose why I'm on the show as well, I better plug Baz Walton, the new lead singer. Well, when I say new, he's been there 25 years, which is new in the con. He's got a book out, so it's worth. It's worth having a little look at that while we're on the subject of.
What's the book? What's it called?
Convivial. It's called Convivial.
Convivial. Yeah. Is it about the Stranglers or?
I think it's about his time on the road over the last 25 years.
Oh, fantastic!
So, and he's a big Sunderland fan actually. So he's riding the crest of a wave at the moment.
Oh, we'll try and get him on H&J. It sounds right up H&J Street.
You could get him on, ask him as the spokesman, or even suggest you could do it with them, a cover of Mistletoe and Wine.
That would be nice.
I would prefer something a touch more upbeat, if truth be known. You know what I mean?
Is there a more upbeat song than that? I don't know. I can't think of a more upbeat.
I'm thinking your favourite Christmas one is the Pogues. That's what I'm guessing, Stuart. I don't know.
Yes, yeah, that would be correct. And I've got to say tonight, because we always slip into the music theme, I'm at the O2 tonight for the Madness gig. I've seen the set list, and I think they do a cover of Wizards. I wish it could be Christmas every day.
Yes.
So I gather. So that I'm looking forward to that.
Love Suggs. What a
forward
guy.
To that.
Good stuff, Stuart. Thanks for coming on.
Stuart.
Always nice to speak to you. Happy Christmas,
gentlemen. Good Christmas to you. Take care.
Stuart Pearce there. And there's always time for Time Difference, and that will come right next.
welcome to TalkSport Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
And yes, to everyone who texted, Stuart Pearce did say that, and he can say whatever he likes.
As
the Sizzler says, don't worry, Stuart. Charlie has used that word as a day of the week before.
I did accidentally once upon a time.
The greatest start to this show of all time. Anyway, there's always time for time difference. Let's go live to the seat just next to Charlie and join your host, Reese, time difference lock. Hey, Reese.
Hello, Reese. Good morning. Good morning to you. How are we?
Should we get on with this?
Yeah,
What's going
why
on?
not?
Yeah, we're good.
You guys
You good? Let's play.
I'm good. Good.
Yeah,
we're going to go ahead and guess some minutes of some goals from this week, and we're going to begin last night. First of all, let's introduce
score.
Jeff.
It's just Reese, is it?
Jeff.
Well, who's going to score it?
Jeff scored.
Hey, Jeff
Come
Peters.
on, let's bring Jeff in.
Jeff's in.
Hi, Jeff.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, Jeff.
Good morning. Charlie won last week.
Yeah.
The back win
as
for
usual.
Charlie for the first time since June. But Max leads 23-14 this year.
Okay.
23-14 this year. 2 games left this year.
Nice to see Jeff's nice face, isn't it? What a nice man.
Yeah. He has got a nice face. I don't think about it a lot, but when I see it, I think, you know that the Royal Mail thing when they go, I saw this and I thought of you.
Yeah.
When I was at Radio Cambridgeshire, they had all the posters, the little cards of all the presenters.
Nice.
So I found out all their home addresses and sent them all a card saying, I saw this and I thought of you.
Oh, that's
with a photo of them.
And did that go down well?
Yeah, they all liked it, except someone thought I was having an affair with them. Someone's husband was like, what? Nicky Ledyard's husband? Why have you seen this? Anyway, let's go on with it. Stop waffling, guys. Let's get on with this.
Nicky Ledyard. Good morning to you, Nicky, if you're listening.
Was it Christopher South? Was it Richard Spendlove?
Oh, Christopher South. Oh, look, all the big hitters there. Dickie Spendlove. Wow, that was a show.
Yeah, I did work there.
If Nicky Ledyard's still in the game, let's
Andy Harper.
Come on. Andy Harper.
Oh, Andy Harper taught me everything I know.
More people.
Anyway,
this is levels
come on, let's
of
get on
waffle
with the
we've
game.
never reached before.
It really is.
Here we go, Reece. Come on, get on
first
with
goal
it.
comes from last night as Swansea took on Wrexham in the Championship, live on TalkSport 2. But can you tell me what minute did Adam Eder score?
Who's going first?
We'll go with you, Max.
Well, should there be a coin toss?
I haven't got a coin, so, I mean...
I love it, literally. Here is a man. People dream of being on the radio, and Reece, no one sounded like they just absolutely.
People go to college. They go to college. They're like desperate.
I ain't got a coin. I don't know.
They write into like every single radio station in the country, desperate to get a job. And yet, this is the level.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, 90th minute.
Nicky Ledyard was last at BBC Bristol. So moved on from Cambridgeshire.
Which was very nice. He was very nice.
Max said 90th minute, Charlie.
90th minute.
Well, sorry, I didn't hear the goal.
Just
Adam Eder in the game last night. Swansea versus...
Swansea. Well, I know it was the 90th minute because I've listened to it. So I'm not allowed to say the same. So I have to go 91st minute.
Let's do this. Let's hear how it sounded then.
Conquo comes a long way, punches it up in the air. The goal is empty here. It's not it back in field towards Ida. He's lost it, and Ida's put it in.
Terrible keeping on it. Poor bloke.
It was the 90th minute.
90th, so Max, there we are.
There we are. Jeff?
Jeff?
Max 0, Charlie 1.
There we That's all we can do.
Okay, come on, let's get a shift on here, Reece.
Come on, guys.
Next goal comes from Thursday night's Europa Conference League action as Palace drew 2-2 with Coops. But what minute did Cristianos Uche open the scoring?
When was this?
Thursday night.
Charlie.
All right.
Charlie.
Thursday night, the Palace game.
I think you were out with friends.
I was out with friends. Yeah, I was out with my H&J friends.
Oh, I see. Didn't get invited to that.
No invites. Went out. Uche.
Yes.
Uche.
That's the one.
We do now have to get a move on.
Yeah, okay, yeah. The 35th minute.
Max?
No idea. 29th.
Let's hear how it sounded.
Tuchel again on the edge of the penalty area, trying to work his way to a shooting position. He shoots left-footed. He finds the far corner.
Miles off. It was the 5th minute.
Ooh.
Ah, well done, Uche.
Wow.
Okay.
Max is 24 minutes out, so he's on 24. Charlie, 30 minutes out. He's on 31. So the gap is 7 with Max in the lead.
Not bad at all, though, is it? Not bad. Not bad for not knowing either game. Is going very well.
Tuesday, Cardiff 1, Chelsea 3 in the FL Cup. What minute did David Turnbull equalise for Cardiff?
74.
Yeah, it was about then. Yeah. 76.
Let's hear how it sounded.
G trying to get an angle for a cross away from the defender. He delivers and the header is in! Turnbull makes it 1-1!
1-1.
Wrong way, Regals, mate.
Oh, was it 70? Ah, go on, Jeff.
No, so it was the 75th minute.
Oh.
So you were both one out. So it's Max on to 25, Charlie on to 32. You're one either side, both of them.
Very nice.
Okay.
Now to Wednesday night as Newcastle took on Fulham in the FL Cup. But what minute did Sasa Lucic equalise for Fulham?
Oh, yeah. Me, is it? Yeah.
It is you.
The 41st minute.
Max?
Yeah, I think it was first half. It was a great goal. It's a lovely header. I'll stick around there. 38.
Let's hear how it sounded.
Robinson's cross is a good one, and it's a header from Sasa Lukic, who pulls things level.
It was the 16th minute, guys.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
So Max, 22 minutes out onto 47. Charlie, 25 minutes out onto 57. 10 is the gap.
10 the last one.
Okay, this is
To be the
exciting
champ at Christmas.
Oh, yes.
Our final goal comes from Monday night's 4-4 draw as Manchester United took on Bournemouth. So can you tell me what minute Junior Krupi scored for the visitors?
Chris Martin has stopped because he's so excited about the score. He's like, okay. Is it me? Who is it? It's me.
You,
I go
you're
first.
in the league. Yeah.
Junior Krupi scored for Bournemouth in the 81st minute.
Charlie?
The 70th minute.
See how it sounded.
Krupi inside the penalty area, left-footed shot into the far corner. It's 4-4.
Oh, it's nowhere near this.
It's the 84th minute.
84th minute. Max got it right, basically. He's got it right. So he won the game. He just went.
Final score.
Yeah, go on, Jeff.
Final scores: Max 50, Charlie 71. So overall this year, it's Max 24, Charlie 14.
Merry Christmas, Jeff.
Merry Christmas, Jeff.
Reece.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
guys.
Christmas. Merry Christmas from everyone at Time Difference. We all here at Time Difference wish you a wonderful time
Merry
over
Christmas.
the season, and we'll be Time Differencing again next Saturday. Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you, Max.
Jeff. Thank you, Reece. Thank you, Travis Perkins. Game
Rolling
day.
Trav.